Hi there. Today I'm gonna talk about nature. Nature is something very beautiful and it's something that everyone needs to see from time to time. Beautiful skies, nice fresh air, luscious green forests. The problem is that humans not always appreciate the beauty of nature, and quite often it can be difficult to understand the reason for it. So, today I'm gonna draw out a few things that I think are important for everyone to know. So, here's the subject of humans, friend or enemy to nature. Now, to make one thing clear, I'm not gonna be standing up for people that destroy nature or kill it in any way, nor am I gonna be doing the opposite. This is just to show that there really is no true right side to this matter. And I think a very fitting start for this would be to show that the main problem is the fact that humans need but don't know how to stop on time. There is no better way to start than to point out the need that humans have for wooden resources like that. Things that on first hand seem very unnecessary or very easy to come across, but once you stop and think about it, all of those things require countless of trees being chopped down to produce the materials made for those items, like furnitures and things like that. Now, alongside materials for furnitures, wood is used for fuel in factories, and those factories produce a lot of very unhealthy gases like carbon, which flies up to the atmosphere and creates a layer under the ozone, which protects the earth from the sun, which in return makes it so that the heat waves can't properly escape the atmosphere and are forced to return back, causing changes in the temperature and the global warming. The global warming in return causes a lot of forest fires, and that is very dangerous for humans and animals alike. Not only does it lower the amount of trees that can produce oxygen, but it also increases the chance for other things to happen, like floods and things like that, because trees and their root systems help a lot with keeping water. Trees absorb water from the earth, and thanks to that, a lot of the soil stays put together. When there are no living trees, the roots become useless and wither away, which results in a lot of negative effects for the environment. And the problem is that another byproduct of the factories is a lot of plastic things. All of the plastic wrappings to all of your furnitures and technology, all of that goes somewhere. The problem is that not all the time does it get recycled. And when it doesn't, it just ends up in the ocean, polluting and causing islands of plastic and trash, which result negatively on the wildlife. A lot of animals like pandas, white tigers, koalas, and polar bears are affected by that. And the sad reality is that things don't have to be like that. However, humans can't really understand that very well, or at least not all. There are humans that help deal with the problems. Humans that recycle. All of those companies that recycle and reuse paper, plastic, and other materials, they do their fair share in helping the nature and this planet in general. Even the smallest things like putting your trash in the proper trash can when you are in front of the recycling bins, or picking up your trash instead of throwing it on the street. Even those things can help Earth. And when everyone does something small, at the end there's gonna be a big outcome. Just like with small bad things, there's a big bad outcome. With small good things, there's also a big good outcome. So humans have to recycle and use more fuel efficient ways to travel, like bikes. A lot of people already do that, and they help a lot in keeping this planet clean. A study shows that before in the 1970s, I believe, the ozone layer had a massive hole right above the Arctics. And that's a bad thing, because the ozone layer protects us from the UV rays that the sun produces. Not long after the cause for the creation of that hole was found, drastic changes were made in human lives which helped patch up the hole, and nowadays the hole is almost not visible, which helps a lot with protecting us from the negative rays, and in general it helps our health a lot. Now, that is one example for small things having a big effect. Another thing that we can do is pay more attention to our surroundings. And again, a lot of people already do that. They clean up after themselves and even after others. They form groups that clean forests or highways or other sorts of locations which are usually packed with trash. And that can help a lot. So, in conclusion, we can make a difference. Humans aren't the enemy, or at the very least, they don't have to be. So, if you have a choice, whether to purposely kill or not, you can always choose the better option. So, I encourage you to do exactly that. Make the better decision. Help this planet and keep it safe. Everyone can make a difference. And not everyone has to take action. But if everyone does take action, then the positive outcome will come much faster. Just like when someone is working at the fields, if only one person plants, it's gonna take a longer time to finish the work. But when more people join in to help, the work will be done faster and it will be much easier. So go out there, recycle, and clean up your trash. Don't let this planet die. Because if this planet dies, there's no other planet we can go to. At least not in the future 100 years. And even then, it's gonna solve so little if we keep on going with our bad habits. So, to recap, things that can be done to help nature and humanity. 1. Don't waste electricity. I know I didn't mention that earlier, but this is very important as electricity is very expensive and the resources used to produce it aren't very cheap either. 2. Make sure to always close the tap after you're done using water, because water is very limited, and when the toxic gases in the atmosphere keep mixing up with the water particles and the water molecules, the rain isn't very clean, and in return that just makes for less pure water. Number 3, recycle. Any chance you get to reuse something or recycle it or get another use out of it, do it. That's gonna help a lot. And finally, number 4, don't buy things you don't need, because someone else can probably use them. Don't hoard toilet paper or hand sanitizer, because that way, sure, you're interested in your own safety, but the safety of others matters just as much. And in the end, we're all humans. We're all living beings, and no matter what happens, we have to stick for one another and help each other out. Thank you for watching this video, and see you another time. Goodbye and peace out. There is no better